What is going on? April 2nd right now, Tuesday at, what do we got? 5:17 p.m. Just jumping on here to document a little bit of kind of the journey. This is the introduction to this video. So once I'm done talking here, we're going to kick it back, go on with the rest of the week, show you yesterday, show a little bit of, today, and then kind of going on with the rest of the week. So did a lot of my quarterly planning today. This is probably going to be my most fun part of this video to be able to talk about. Did quarterly planning yesterday, finished it up kind of today, just getting clear. Usually how I do it, I'll say maybe like a 3-step process, is start off by reviewing last month, right? Going through some self-reflection questions. What things drained me? What things felt good? What things could I have done better? What things, am I still thinking about, or what self-sabotage, kind of took place there that held me back. Then I'll kind of go into a little bit of a brain dump. What are things that I'd love to get done? What are things that are just fresh on my mind that I want to work towards, and then I try to narrow it down. Hey, what are some priorities? What things need to get done to keep moving forward. So a few of those, especially with the summer coming around, this Q2, right, quarter 2, we're giving it kind of a quote. I want to start doing this, or not quote, kind of like a motto. Training day, right? Training camp. Q2 is training camp. Prioritizing the mind, prioritizing the business, prioritizing the body, prioritizing relationships, right? It's training camp. Getting away from social media, getting away from the phone. Obviously it's a part of my business, but not spending hours on there isn't, right? Getting away from shit that isn't helping me grow, isn't helping me elevate, isn't helping me support those around me as much as I can. So we're calling this training camp. Some of my main goals: get a 6-pack, right, by the end of the quarter, bring on 2 clients a month, right? That should be pretty standard. That should be, fairly easy, whether that's rolling in, that's one-on-one clients, so not into my memberships. Selling the school bus. So I built a school bus, turned it into a house called the Schoolie, sell that. And then there's a few more very tiny ones. Those are kind of like the main milestones, one around finances, around business, and then obviously around health, right? Getting a 6-pack isn't just wake up at the end of the quarter with it. It's running, it's working out, it's pushing myself, it's eating well, eating clean, cutting out the bullshit food, cutting out the processed foods, and eating some real stuff. So the rest of this video, training camp mindset. Where do I want to be in 90 days? I want to be with a stronger mind. I want to have a stronger business, right? So we're doing everything day in and day out, showing up to make all of it possible. Let's get into it. Hope you enjoy this video. If you do enjoy this video, drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and tag along. So it is 10:55 a.m. right now. You guys just saw me knocking out some work. That was a little bit earlier on in the morning. Did about 2 to 3 hours there. Just had breakfast, did a little bit more work, but now we're getting ready to jump on a call at 11 a.m. Eastern time. The reason I'm recording this right now is because I'm getting ready to jump on a call with somebody I've been speaking to probably for about 3 to 4 weeks now. I've hooked him up with a finance tracker that I've built out just to help him track his personal spending, create a little bit of a budget for himself as we he's preparing for, you know, some things inside of his life. He's also trying to manage his time a little bit better. You know, he feels like he could be doing a little bit more in his evenings around some of his hobbies around, you know, video production and some other things that he's kind of, you know, interested in. So he has a little bit of an idea of this, but I'm going to be pitching him on my beta offer once we're kind of done with this call. And the reason I'm saying this is because this is somebody I'm really excited to pitch, but most importantly, and I'm going to give you guys an update, right? This is going to be in the video, whether he says yes, whether he says no, because it's part of the learning process, right? Part of the learning curve is I've just gone ahead and revamped my one-to-one offer, and he's an awesome fit for it. He's super passionate about what he does. He's got awesome things kind of coming up in the next few months inside of his life. He's young, he's ambitious, he's going after things, but the coolest thing that I like about him is that he puts himself out there. He puts himself out there on social media, puts himself out there in, you know, different things he's doing. He does sales as kind of start of his business or part of his profession. So I'm excited, you know, and I hope that this goes through. But if not, zero pressure, right? No pressure. Maybe just not now, but then, you know, at later time. So I'm going to jump on there. We got 3 minutes now, so I'm going to start to jump in the call. Always, if you're not early, you're late. And I'm gonna let you guys know how it goes. And I think it's cool too, just because with that, like how you were saying, there's another guy that does it, is I feel like video is, I mean, I even see this for my business, right? There's kind of like the short form, but then there's the long form. But I bet you see it's like a lot of people that are sitting down, you know, everybody's complaining about like cable vision, you know, how prices are crazy, you know, it's like, hey, you could get Netflix or you could get Hulu or you could get friggin', there's so much shit out there right now, but I feel like a lot more people are sitting down to watch like YouTube videos or sitting down to watch podcasts, you know, so it's like, hey, that thing could very well, you know, take off because it is, you know, a form of entertainment, you know, it's like, you're not that you're wasting time, but your time has to go into something. And it's like, for me, I can't get into TV shows. I'd much rather watch a, you know, business podcast, or I'd much rather watch a day in the life of an entrepreneur or something like that. You know, it's like, that's what I enjoy doing. So I told you that I would check back in. Call went about 35 minutes. Really solid call. Again, leaving that call feeling the same exact way. Pumped up to be able to, you know, work with him. I challenged him at the end of the call. He wants to wait a month, right? An objection, something I got to get a little bit better with. But he wants to wait a month just to reach one of his goals that we've kind of been talking about. So challenged him right before the end of the call, told him, hey, not putting pressure on him, right? But I gave him something to think about. And I want to try to do this approach a little bit different, because I think, you know, he was a little bit in a rush to kind of get off. We were limited to 30 minutes. He gave me kind of the 35 minutes. So I didn't want to, you know, just keep that conversation going for him to, you know, feel pressured like, hey, I got to go. You know, I can't talk about this. I want to make sure we ended on a good note. But I'm going to check back in. Usually, you know, when I would jump off a call, if there was an objection and maybe the sale didn't go through, or maybe the client didn't, you know, sign up, is it would just wait till what, you know, a week, 2 weeks, you know, then you have another call, or then I check back up like, hey, you know, hope you're doing well. But I'm actually going to follow up with him a little bit different today in terms of, you know, messages, to really just be able to see if he thought about the last question that I challenged him on, and, you know, see what that kind of does for it. So hopefully I'll have an update for you guys either, you know, today, meaning tonight, or, you know, by the end of this week. But he said he's ready to go. He said he loves to hear everything. Kept kind of getting those yes responses. Hey, does this sound good to you? Hey, is this something you're interested in? And it does. It makes sense. You know, he talks about having a, you know, overflowing mind, leading to, you know, some stress, leading some to feeling overwhelmed, feeling, you know, behind. So I just want to help him get more clear on what it is he's trying to accomplish, and just, you know, help them crush those goals. But what's going on? So it is 8:37 p.m. It is Sunday night. We are doing kind of a final check-in to wrap in this week. Not that I documented a ton, but this is the most that I'm kind of going through an entire week. Usually I like to post by Friday or Saturday. So kind of just going ahead to update you guys, because while I was driving, I realized that there's something I haven't shared with many people, and I don't know if you guys know this, so I wanted to go ahead and talk through it just a tiny bit. The reason I'm out
right now is I'm actually an 11-year-old and a 12-year-old baseball coach. So baseball was a huge part of my life. I played my entire life up until my freshman year of college. My freshman year of college, I decided to drop out at the end of semester, realized that school, realized that baseball wasn't for me. Realized that it wasn't for me, and I decided to go ahead and drop out. But I'm an 11-year-old and 12-year-old baseball coach. Love it. Gets me away from my computer, allows me to lift the kids up, allows me to support them and things, you know, I wish I was maybe directed on, or wish that, you know, maybe I had in my mindset and different things like that. So it's super, super cool to be around these kids, to be able to lift them up, be able to help them see what they're capable of, and ultimately, you know, improve their baseball skills. But it's been a blessing, been super fun to be a part of. We had 6 games this weekend, 2 yesterday, 4 today. Reason why I'm getting home so late, I'll be home in about 20 minutes now. Gonna eat some dinner, gonna shower up, and then gonna get right to bed. Next week is training camp. Training camp, training camp, training camp, all quarter long. Excited to get after it and excited to crush it. Thanks guys for tagging along on this video with me. Hope you guys are ready to crush the week. We'll chat soon. Peace.